Intro song done. Undeafen on Discord done. And transition done. Well. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Neon Podcast. Second episode of the year. Second unique guest of the year. And oh boy, although it is a returning guest, they come back in a new form. Which is really exciting. Honestly, it's so exciting. I'm just like, ooh, you wouldn't be the first person that's come back on the podcast with a new form, but for me, stuff like this, always exciting, always exciting. Meanwhile, hello everyone, welcome back. 149, episode 150 is going to be a banger next week, hopefully. But that's in the future. We're about the now, and now we have this lovely individual. Would you like to introduce yourself, good person?
Hello everyone. I'm Argentium, also known as Marco. I'm a recently turned into a VTuber. I just play a bunch of games. That's really it, I guess.
Woo, he's a VTuber. He's a VTuber. A round of applause. Round of applause. I don't know if it can hear me clapping, but there, that's me clapping, and also Argentine clapping. So yeah, dude, you're a VTuber. It's like I said, you've been streaming for like as long as I've known you.
Yeah.
Back in 2020, like you've been streaming for such a long time. I mean, when did you? I mean, yeah, I guess let's start off where it all started for you. When did you start streaming, dude?
I think it was around 2019 actually. Is when I started it. I wouldn't say it was like my origin of streaming because like I feel like I just did it just to do it without any like prior setup.
Oh, okay.
But then I kind of like actually started doing it, like let's say in 2020, like when we met. I would say that's like when I actually started being more attentive about like chat and actually setting things up. Because before it was just me just turning on and just keeping like the VODs just for funsies.
Hey, that's what's up though.
Yeah.
That's I love when it just starts off like that. And it's like you're like, fuck it, I don't community chat. Nah. VODs. VODs.
It's all about the VODs.
All about the VODs, dude. Well, what do you mean it's like it's different from your origin of streaming? Is that different from 2019 or what?
I would I was saying like that 2020 would be like when I like started. Because
Okay.
like regularly. Because back then it was just like once in a blue moon. I'm playing with friends. Wanted to have like a little bit of like a VOD to watch, all the memes we do together. It was
Right.
a lot more sketchy, I would say. The mic quality was bad. Everything was just awful. It was like just I don't have any of the VODs anymore. I deleted all of them. I watched them, and I'm like I'm never gonna look at them again. I would say 2020 was when I it's like the reemergence, the for real thing, you know.
Yeah. Dude, that's actually really funny. You're just like, never again, never look back. It's funny because in like, I have like a YouTube channel, right? Now it's just mostly just VODs and like gameplay VODs and like let's play sort of type of content other than the podcast and then music and stuff, right? And I look back at some of the early videos and man, those are good times. And I remember how bad some of the editing was. And I go, and just even the camera work, and I go, man, my editing and video creation was very so like bare bones and basic, but then I look back and I go, I don't want to do that again because it still took so much time because even though I wasn't like the best at it, it was so much effort. But now I'm just like, oh, I'm a streamer now. Fuck making videos.
Yeah.
Fuck that, dude.
I always wanted to make videos, but I just never got into like I guess the passion of it. As much as I would love to actually post videos, I feel like I'm just not made for me, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Are you still playing similar games now than to when you first started streaming?
I would say yeah. I would say almost exactly the same. Because like these games I didn't start playing them in 2019. Like these games I played since like they came out.
Mhm.
I'd say like Rocket League came out in 2015, and me and Mike were playing that game since it came out, and I'm playing it now still. Only things that really changed were like I went from CS:GO to Valorant. I would say that was the jump
And then you went
of
back
a
to
different game.
CS:GO.
Yeah, and then now I'm back in Valorant now.
You're just like, I can only play one competitive shooter like that at a time. One team
Yeah,
based shooter. So
because they're both like they're so similar, but they're so different. It's weird. It's not different like I'm talking about like the abilities. That shit's like wild, but
like the
just the shooting at
concept.
it.
Yeah, the
It's weird. Like just
concept.
shooting is like you would think it'd be so similar since they're both just first person shooters. right, and tactical ones at that. But
Mhm.
no, they're so different. Like I don't know why in CS:GO I perform like a god, and then on Valorant I'm like a stick.
I like how you just said a stick. I'm like, of all things to call yourself, I'm a stick.
I just sit there, bro.
Dude, that's funny. That's what it is. But I feel like that's how I was. Like, I was like, I'm way better at CS:GO when I first played it, and then when I transitioned to Valorant, I was like, man, why is this shit so hard? Like
It
it's
was a jump, yeah.
yeah, because like for me too, because I'm a when I was in CS:GO, I was a decent rifleman, right? I was okay, whatever, and do stuff, get some couple rounds. But I was like the by far I was a way better opper than I was a rifleman anytime,
Hmm.
like any day of the week for the most part. But then you told me to op in freaking Valorant. It feels it's so different. It's so bad, dude. It feels so bad.
I was an
Um,
offer too in CS, but for me, I was able to transition it into Valo.
yeah, maybe it's because
I
I took
love
a
upping.
yeah, maybe it's because I took a break between when I stopped playing CS:GO and then when Valo came out. I'm like, oh, dude, it feels so different. And then I said that right, and then I went back to CS:GO. I went, no, no, I can't. I just can't op in Valo.
But
I
do you
just
always
can't.
like change your settings exactly to what they used to be, or like do you like?
No, no.
Okay, I usually do that. I'm really like picky for those things.
That's what I try to do. I'm like, oh, sensitivity's too high, it's too low. But then since I didn't play consistently, I didn't really bother changing it. I was like, whatever, dude. I'll just work with what I got. If I get more serious into it, then I'll change it. But yeah, not I never really changed the sensitivity. Like how they always say like, oh, find your what's the term that they use? The what DPI? Your EDPI, whatever, your effective DPI. And I was like, no, I don't do that. Yeah, I'm good. I'm fine. I don't. Yeah, you're doing all of that when you're streaming, and then how'd you figure out your branding though? Because I don't know if you ever. I know we talked about when we first had you on the episode with Spalding like a
Hmm.
year ago. You're like, oh yeah, I just really like Argentina, and then and stuff like that. But then now your branding has shifted into not just Argentina, but you went into the monkey theming, right? So
Yes.
I don't think we talked about our names, but we never talked about how you got into the monkey thing at all, like ever. Um,
I just like monkeys, to be honest with you. I don't know why. Like monkeys is one of the most my top tier animals. Like since I was a kid.
mm,
So I've always kind of liked monkeys, but as soon as like the memes started popping up, all like the monkey shit, I'm like, I'm here to accept it. You know what I mean? It's a part of me now.
dude,
So that's why like everything is monkey themed now.
yeah, dude, I'm about to do like a deep dive on like your animal choice of psyche right now, bro, because I'm actually interested. Because like you said, it was like since you were yeah, young age, right? Like when did you
Yeah.
first realize the monkey was like your favorite animal?
Um,
Were you
I don't
self-aware
know.
that it was your favorite?
I would say when I was younger, probably not. 'Cause when I was younger, I like the like top five. I would say they're all like equal. Like I love penguins and shit too. But then like I think as I got older, I'm like seeing all these monkey videos and shit. Then putting on glasses, I'm like, that's literally me, bro.
You were like the age 5 to 7. Yo, this fucking me, dog.
That's me, bro.
That's fucking
He's like a
me.
little chubby monkey, just vibing back, drinking something. He's eating a banana. I'm like, bro, that's me.
I Spalding, by the way. Did you like bananas also growing up as a kid?
I do like bananas. It's not my favorite fruit though, but as a kid, I remember drinking this medicine a lot. It's antibiotic that was like banana flavored.
Mm-hmm.
And that shit has stuck with me since then. And
That's
like when I find candies and shit that have the same flavor, I'm like, oh fuck, it's awesome.
that's a good one. That's a good one. I like that. I like that origin story. So then, if monkeys were in your top 5 as a kid, what were the other 4, if you remember?
So for sure, penguins. Penguins are always
Penguins,
cool.
you said. Okay.
They were fluffy. Uh, I would say dogs. I like dogs. I used to have a dog when I was a kid.
Mm-mm. Specific
Um,
dog or just all dogs?
all dogs. It
Okay.
doesn't matter.
Okay.
I like all dogs except for the scary ones, and that could be either small or big. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, the ones that just bite at you and shit.
They're
Even if it
just
doesn't hurt, they just do
okay, just
it.
like the super feisty ones, I guess.
Yeah, it doesn't annoy.
Okay.
It doesn't scare me as much as it annoys me. But like, I'm like, get away from me.
Right, right, right. Understandable.
Uh, I don't know if this counts. Dinosaurs. Do dinosaurs count as an animal?
I mean, as a kid, it does.
I would say right.
I
Dinosaurs
still
top tier.
that's yeah, yeah. I accept that. I accept that.
Okay, okay.
Like I ain't gonna shit. I'm like dinosaurs are fucking cool sometimes.
Yeah, fucking
Like
cool.
how am I gonna shit talk a dinosaur? Oh, they're extinct, bitch. They would destroy me.
Yeah, they would fucking eat my face, bro, in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, dude.
And then
Okay,
turtles.
turtles. That's a good one.
Turtles. Classic.
Classic. You like sea turtles more or land turtles? Doesn't matter.
I would say sea turtles. I like land turtles too, but I think just the ocean was pretty cool as a kid. But now as I got older, the ocean's kind of scary. So
You learned how scary the ocean could be. That's now
yeah,
that I realize it, the more I'm also just more terrified of the ocean. Cause it's like as a kid, right? Oh, it's like the ocean's blue and stuff, and there's just
yeah, they got
animals
fish
swimming
and
everywhere.
shit.
There's fish,
Yeah,
yeah. Look at things, and then you grow up. Oh, there's Shark Week. Oh shit, sharks are scary. And you learn
like
about
sharks are like terrifying, but that's not even like the extent of it. It's just the ocean itself. The water is like fucking terrifying. Like
yeah, yeah,
if you
yeah,
actually like,
yeah.
watch the videos of like how strong the ocean currents are and like all the different things that happen, like it's fucking unbelievably terrifying.
Yeah, like I don't. I know there's a specific word for it for like the fear of like the deep ocean or whatever. I don't remember.
Thalassophobia or some shit like that.
Thalassophobia, is that it?
I think
Okay.
so.
We could be wrong. Someone Spalding, if you're in chat, fact check us, please. I'm not. We'll check it out later. But then it's funny because I as someone like me who doesn't know how to swim, and I watch these videos, like I'm like, oh fuck, that's terrifying, bro. Absolutely terrifying. Because not only how to like how powerful waves are, right, and just like the ocean, and have you seen those videos where it's like you see those giant cargo ships filled
Oh
with
yeah, I've
these
seen those.
filled with like the transport containers, and they're just falling off like fucking Legos, like a kid's
Oh
building
shit,
blocks, and I'm just like, oh my god, that's terrifying, bro. And that's just literally just the ocean. That's not even the wildlife in the ocean yet either.
that's true.
And then okay, so I'm see now this is what am I fact checking? What's the fear of the deep ocean? What phobia is that called? Um, and then and then there's for me, right? There's also just like the fear of the unknown in the dark. You know that type of feeling where it's like it's so dark.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and then I remember watching this YouTube short. It's not even a full video, just a short of like what it's like to be in an oil rig at night because you
Oh,
can see everything in the oil rigs all lit up, but then even just you throw a piece of like an orange or an apple off the thing, you can't see it after like 2 seconds out of your vision because it's pure darkness. That's
Jesus.
terrifying. Like even though it's like it's worse because of the ocean, but then I've had that fear like when I had to do road trips and we're like going in the middle of the night. Oh, he's right. It's the last phobia. All right. Good job,
W.
Argentium. All right, but yeah, and then because when you're driving on a highway and there's no lights, it's just the cars in the road. When I'm driving like up and down California,
Mhm.
and then like there's no civilization, you're just in the mountains or in the valleys or whatever, and it's pitch black, and the only lights you have are on the cars on the road. I'm just like, man, how did people traverse the country at night? You know what I mean? Without technology, so or
That
like
is
even
pretty
fire,
scary.
it's like you're just. Did you watch Attack on Titan at all?
Nope.
Okay, never mind. Then I won't
I'm one
bring
of
up
those
that.
people.
I was like, I was gonna bring up like one of the scenes or analogies that they use, but it's fine. So yeah, yeah, yeah. It's terrifying. It's ocean's
I'm
scary,
not
bro.
too scared of the dark when it comes to it. Like as a kid, I was terrified of it, but now, like when I'm going to bed, I'm like, I want it to be kind of like pure darkness.
Oh
Any
yeah,
sort
yeah,
of
yeah.
light will kind of keep me awake, type thing. But I can see the fear of like when you're driving and you see nothing. Like I can see that. That's pretty like scary in the sense. I have a big imagination, so even though I know there's nothing out there, I always think there's gonna be a creature that's gonna grab me and take me away.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Same with
exactly.
the water.
That's what it is for me too. It's just like my imagination goes wild sometimes, and I go, "Wow, I need to stop thinking sometimes." um, and then what's it called? And okay, do you know Subnautica?
Yes.
Yeah, oh my god. Even though I know none of those creatures are real, that game makes underwater exploring fucking
Dude,
terrifying.
I couldn't get past the beginning, bro. I played that game on stream. I couldn't fucking like get an hour or two into it. I was done, so.
You're like you couldn't go away once as soon as you like had no sunlight reaching the water anymore, huh?
If I can see anything, like that little area, the beginning area, you can see everything. I'm like, that's awesome. Anyone actually gonna go and look for shit? It's like pure darkness. You only see like 2 feet in front of you. I'm like, fuck that. It's gonna be something that's gonna grab me.
Yeah, and then like the computer talks to you. All right, thank you for the Lori Spalding. And then, man, what was the other one? There's the like just like when the computer talks to you, it's like, oh, detection something. You're like, oh fuck.
Oh yeah, the
Uh
Leviathan class or some shit like that.
you're like, oh fuck, where is it? Where is it? You have no clue. Oh man, that shit is terrifying, dude.
Or when you see it in the distance and it's like slowly coming closer. I was like, ooh,
At
give me
least you
heebie-jeebies.
know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. At that point, at least you know. But if for me, it's the unknown that makes it worse. You know, it's like, oh shit, where are you? So I don't know. That was a good one. Um, but yeah, dude. I mean, even real life stuff is just not as terrifying, but you know, things exist.
Yeah.
Things exist. I think the worst
I
one
think
would
it's
like giant squid. Probably it.
ooh.
Yeah.
Probably tastes pretty good though, to be honest.
Yeah, probably. I like eating
Terrifying but
squid.
tasty.
Yeah,
Squid is awesome.
squid is pretty awesome. Do you have like a favorite seafood? Are you allergic to anything actually?
Not that I know of.
Nice, nice. We're built different, dude. We're better than these people allergic.
That would be you. I'm allergic to dust though. I guess that's something.
Oh, sucks.
But it just makes my nose running. Nothing bad. Oh, dogs and cats actually. Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Sorry, I'm better than you.
Yeah. I think I just forgot about that, to be honest.
I mean, they're not food, at least. Looks,
Technically, yeah.
yeah. I mean, yeah. It depends how you want to look at it. So, I mean, for you, since you're not allergic to anything, you've had like I was assume you had a good amount of food experiences. What's your favorite food?
Oh, yeah. I've tried a lot of different foods,
Yeah, dude.
to be honest.
What's your favorite type of food to get?
Favorite? Fuck.
Or like not
Like,
maybe not, it doesn't even have to be dish. Like it could be like a culture or a genre of food. Like or you just
ooh.
or like oh I just really like sandwiches of all kind or
The sandwiches
something.
are pretty good too. I like every type of food. I'm not a picky eater, to be
Mm.
honest. But like if I have to go from a place that I always remember,
Mm-hmm.
it'd always be Argentina or Chile for food
Oh.
wise. Like I've had amazing food everywhere, but maybe because there's like my origins, like family origins, maybe like it hits a bit different. So, but those two places I always remember. One's more fishy, which is Chile, and then one's more meaty, which is Argentina. So it's like a best of both worlds.
Ooh, seafood on one side, land animals on the other. That sounds pretty
Hmm
good.
hmm Yeah.
Damn. Okay, okay. All right. So if you like most food then, what is one like ingredient or dish that you're like you hate no matter how many times you try it?
Hmm.
Cuz for
I
me,
don't.
like I have like certain things that like I don't like but I'll eat them.
Yeah.
Like bell peppers. Like I don't like bell peppers. Like no matter how you cook a bell pepper, it'll always taste the same whether it's raw, cooked, and it has like a similar texture. That's one. And
I
the other one,
guess. Yeah. I guess. Yeah.
and one of the ones I like don't like eating is like bitter melon. Bitter melon is so
I don't
bitter.
think I've ever had that.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's not necessarily an acquired taste. It could be, but also if you grow up on it, maybe you would like it more, but it's not, even then not many people like it that much. So bitter melon, not for me, not for me.
I see that though. If it's in the name, bitter melon.
Yeah, yeah. It lives up. They're like, the fuck is this? I don't know. It's too fucking bitter. And they're like, yeah, we're just bitter melon.
Bitter melon.
Bitter melon. Is there anything that you don't like that for you?
Um. So like, one thing I like, it's kind of weird because I like meat a lot. I hate
Hmm.
fatty part of the meat. What I guess like if it's too fatty,
Oh,
like a
actually, no, I get you. I get you.
it's like
Like,
too chewy and shit. I can't.
yeah, it's like so, especially with like pork, right? Pork fat, especially when it's not rendered. Oh my god, I hate it. It's just chewy, dude.
That shit's nasty. The meat itself is amazing, but I always cut around the fat.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Wagyu,
yeah.
I can eat wagyu and that type of stuff. That's like a different type of fat.
Yeah, that's like in the meat, right? It's like it's not like
Yeah,
its own separate like section of just pure fat type of
entity.
thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The entity of fat.
It's a thing over there, you know.
Yeah,
I'd
yeah,
say
yeah.
that is a big no-no. But when it comes to like food, I don't know why, but my family would always make these like two dishes. I just can never fall in love with them.
Mm,
It's like a kind of like a shepherd's pie in a way. It's like a mashed potatoes on top,
okay.
uh, some meat and some like vegetables on the bottom. I don't
Uh,
know why. I just never liked it.
What? I
And
mean, that
then
sounds like a
corn.
very simple dish to like.
I know it's simple, but maybe if like I try like a different version of it from a different country, maybe I would like it. But from this
Okay.
country, I don't know why I didn't like it from Chile. And
Okay.
then the other one is mushed corn. which is basically the same thing but mushed corn, and then at the bottom it's meat. Almost the same
Again,
thing as the
like
other one.
I was gonna say, like these sounds like dishes that I would like enjoy eating.
I don't know why those two as a kid. Maybe because I was like so like I don't want that. I want this thing. You know what I mean? Maybe.
Oh, it just grew as a kid, like the dislike for it. So you
Yeah,
just
because
like,
like they would make it a lot. Like my grandma and my mom would make that stuff a lot, and I think maybe as I grew up, I just started hating it. It was always the same.
oh, I see. Okay, okay. So then for that's interesting, actually. So you grew up with a lot of Argentinian and Chilean food. So
Hmm.
were you born in Canada or were you like
Yeah.
in? Okay, so you're not like an immigrant.
No,
So.
no. I was born. I'm first generation. I guess it's called.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was born here. But my family, like everyone, basically, except for I think maybe two family members, and of course the newer ones,
Hmm.
were like all born in Chile, and except for two. Two were born in Canada. So
Mm.
there's a lot of Latin influence. Not only that, my family members who they when they got married, they married a bunch of different cultures. So I grew up eating Filipino food as well
Hey yo.
because my uncle is Filipino. I don't know the exact names of the food, but I remember eating a shit ton of it. And then my aunt is Indian, so the Indian food too.
Nice, dude. That's very like multicultural of your family to branch out and
Yeah.
like marry people of different cultures and stuff. That's pretty cool. And like and similar to you, right? Like you were one of two or three other people in your family to be born as like into an immigrant family, right? Like out of my immediate family, my parents and I have two older sisters. I'm the only one born here in the US. So uh but my two older sisters, they acclimated to the US pretty quickly. So it was pretty
Mhm.
chill. Um so it felt like my sisters grew up here the whole time. But yeah, I mean, similar to you, like my even though my parents or my family, extended family, didn't really marry out, and most of them married other Filipinos. So, but yeah, I mean, I just grew up with a bunch of Filipino food, and that's why until not probably until end of my high school, so maybe like junior senior year of high school, and then after when I went to uni, I didn't really try too many different types of cultured food. But when I did, I was like, oh, dude, this is awesome. And then that's when my journey as a foodie began. Of I'm gonna try a bunch of different food. I love food too much. I'm a fat ass.
Same, same,
So
same.
same. Oh man, that's a good one. So man, and then so you all right, let's go, let's rewind. So you're a streamer,
Yes,
2020, you're doing all of this. How'd you get into VTubing though? Because I feel like this is a long story coming. You know what I mean? Because
that's true.
because you're just a regular streamer. I don't even know how much into anime or even the VTubing culture you were into, and then you're just like, I watch VTubers, and I'm like, oh, you watch VTubers? Oh shit, who do you like? And then you start listing stuff. And then a couple months later, you're like, I think I want to be a VTuber. I'm like, oh shit, for real? I was like, okay. There was like the small hints of the evolution in the past year or so, because you're the one who came asking me, but then it's different because I don't know. I wouldn't say I didn't know where it came from, but I'm like, how did it all start for you?
I would say I think I'm not sure how long ago it was, but I was into VTubing, like just VTubers in general, for a long time. I would say same with anime. Um, the anime obsession didn't start till I was like the end of high school, which is kind of weird because usually people started before. But I was introduced to it by some friends,
Mm-hmm.
and I like that stuff. And then like going on YouTube and stuff, I found VTubers, and it was like Hololive, how that Japanese like before there were any English ones. I was just kind of just watching, and I don't I don't understand shit, but I liked it. I liked it. And
Nice.
my favorite part was when they were like trying to speak English and they're
Mm-hmm.
just saying stuff, and I just loved that. I don't know why I fell in love with that. And then
So what?
I'm
So
like,
in terms of time frame, when was this?
oh, I don't even know, to be honest with you. I'm not sure exactly when I kind of got into it. It kind of just happened.
Okay, go on then. Go on.
It was like Miku. I know Miku was like a from Hololive,
Mm-hmm.
Sakura Miku.
Mm-hmm.
That was a big one that I enjoyed when I like first got into it. I'm not
Uh-huh.
sure how old it is though, to be honest, but I would say I kind of started expanding more and more. I would say in 2020
Right.
because a lot of the VTubers started coming out and they were streaming on Twitch. And as much as I did like going on YouTube, I was not a big fan of just YouTube in general. like the setup of it.
Right, because a
And I'd
lot of
watch stuff.
yeah, especially for streaming, right? YouTube is not optimized for streaming in that
Yeah, not
sense.
at all. So it's kind of like a love hate. I would watch YouTube so much more than Twitch if it was better, to be honest.
Hmm.
Because like there's so many VTubers stream on YouTube, but because of that, I wasn't like watching too many live as much as I was watching like clips or like
Hmm.
VODs of them. And then when VTubers started coming to Twitch more, I was like, oh shit, this is awesome. And I think I was watching Iron Mouse was one of the first ones on Twitch that I was watching. I remember she was like, I was watching her when she was like pretty small, and then she just grew instantly, and I was like, holy shit. And that was really cool. And I'm like, that's fucking fun. And like, had like, being able to like stream, at least like in her case, having like a sickness like that and being able to like do what you love, that's awesome. I'm like, VTube is so cool. And I stream with camera, and I was never like afraid to like show my face or anything like that.
Hmm.
But I'm like, sometimes I don't want to stream with my camera. You know what I mean?
Right, 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 right.
As much as I love doing it, I'm like, sometimes I just want to like just have my messy hair, my PJs on, whatever, just chillax. And I started using a little chibi, like a little monkey that talks, right?
Right,
She was
right.
it was a real monkey at first, actually, I remember.
I remember that. I remember, and then you would give everybody like a real monkey, and then you just edit it. I remember that.
Yeah, I'd
That was funny.
customize. Everyone had their own customizable little monkey that whatever they wanted, I would put on it. And then I switched from that to a little chibi that was an emote I had. I just kind of added the mouth to make it open.
Hmm.
And then from there, I'm like, I want to go into VTubing, even though I'm not gonna like be a VTuber like entirely, because I do want to do face streams if it comes to like my birthday or something like that, because it's more interactive.
Hmm.
I do want to stream with a VTuber, and it feels more.
Oh,
How do you say it? Like, oh, hello, Michael.
fine. Thank you for the or even 30. Holy, Bazinga! Welcome
Wild
back to the Light
Bazinga.
Show.
Bazinga.
Okay.
But yeah, like I was saying, it was like having a VTuber is more interactive. It's like having a camera basically, right?
Hmm.
And I wanted that for my streams because that monkey, even though it was cute and would move, it wasn't like I don't know how to say, I didn't have like the connection, you know what I mean, to the chat as much as I wanted to. Like they couldn't see my reactions to my face because I'm a really big like face person, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like I look at the camera all the time, you know what I mean? Like especially when I was like streaming with my camera, I would look at it, I would like side eye it when it comes to like certain things. So at least having the VTube would actually like do that when I don't want to show my real face.
Right, right, right. That's
So
cool.
then I kind of just jumped into it. Found the person I found that made my VTuber, I already watched him prior.
Hmm.
And I'm like, you know what? The price fit is really reasonable, and it's in Canadian, big W. Uh, I'll just go with that, and I did. Now I'm here.
Nice, dude. No problem, Mike. No problem interrupting. Look at you. You have a 2.5 year badge now, and
Holy
one
shit!
of like, I think you're the only other person who might be up that high. Because my other friend who's subscribed for that long is a founder, so he doesn't even have the other badges. But yeah, I mean, for you, you got into VTubing, got your model. Did you? Okay, we'll go step by step first. So you liked Sakuramiko, um, and like the other English, probably like Coco or someone, right?
Oh yes.
Um, do you? And then you said you got into Iron Mouse. Who is like your number one Oshi? And then or like who are if you don't have not just the one, or if you do have one, who are like your top 3, top 5 that you like you
Oh
would say are your
shit!
favorite? Because
That's
I
tough.
know you like the EN girls. So,
I do like the
but
Ian girls,
even outside of Hololive too, because there are a lot of them.
dude. It's tough to pick. I would say like I'm not loyal, bro. I would say that like
Wow,
I like
bro,
all of
you
them.
watching other girls' streams? That's great.
100%, bro. 100%.
Who do you watch? Do you watch Connor? Huh, Booby?
I love that.
But go
No,
ahead, go
but like,
ahead.
as much as I love, like, I watch a bunch of them. I don't ever like. I would say I would have like a pure favorite, like
Mm,
of all time. Like, I would say I would like thank some for like being the one that introduced me to things and stuff like that. Like, that there's like could be a list for that. But I kind of enjoy all of them, to be honest. But the ones I'm enjoying right now, not so much watching live because even for Twitch, I have not been watching too much of it.
hmm.
Would be a Fuamoko.
Oh hell yeah, bow bow, brother.
About dude, that shit,
That shit is so good. Their content
dude,
is
they're
so
so
good.
fucking
They're
good,
so
bro.
fucking good.
And
Dude. All right, we'll talk about them. I want a
fucking love
fangirl
it.
about them right now because you brought it up. All right, but Full Moko, okay.
I'd say they're right. They're like a new one, of course, but they're like a top tier, like just all the memes and shit, the things they say, the fucking Wednesday, I think it's Wednesdays, right? When they do the fucking Mokoko talk, I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah, that shit is fucking top tier.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
like I said, I don't watch it in person as much, but I watch like the VODs or like the clips of it on TikTok as well,
Hmm.
and that shit just fucking makes me live.
True, true, true. Truly,
They
truly.
make me push forward 100% for real. God damn, I
I
love them.
like how you're wording of that. I like that a lot. Okay. Fumoko.
Coco, of course, was I guess a branching part of it would be like for the English section, because
Hmm.
of course she would stream in English sometimes.
Of
I
course.
would say that was like a, oh, there's gonna be an English side to this. I was like kind of thinking of,
Hmm.
and I would say that was a pretty big one. Sakura Miko was one. Hachima was a top tier one too. And then, of course, for like Twitch would be like Iron Mouse. Chibi is a good one I like right now too. But I would say like, there's a lot of them. To be honest, like name wise, I suck with names, but there's a lot of them that I enjoy. Watching them live is kind of tough, I would say.
Hmm.
Um, but watching clips is like a big thing for me because like either they stream at the odd times or just when I'm doing stuff. So clips and watching like rewatching VODs are like the my major thing, to be honest.
Yeah. No, same for me. It's also because I have a terrible attention span, and it got worse ever since like YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels. Like I'm not on TikTok, but I get a bunch of regurgitated TikTok content, right?
Mhm.
Um, so then when it was for stuff like that, how would I say this? My attention span got shorter. Like I can't even watch like a 10-minute YouTube video without clicking on another piece of content somewhere else.
Oh shit.
So yeah, but even with that, I mean, that's why I also can't watch streamers for too long. Like unless it's like my friend's stream, right? Because I'll be able to talk with them and interact with them. But I can't
Yeah,
when it comes to like big content streamers unless I really like their content. It's hard for me to watch and just because it's not interactive for me, right? I like being engaged.
that's
Um,
true.
so that's why I'm a big advocate for clippers and clipper channels. I'm like, oh yeah, it helps me. It lets me stay in the news and the memes and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it's really fun. But yeah, dude, that's really awesome, dude. Awesome, dude. Okay. Let's talk about this because I want to talk about this with someone who also watches Fumoka content. My friends, they don't consume as much Fumoka content. They only watch the Fumoka content because I send it to them.
I
So
send Michael a lot of stuff and isn't even like no VTubers, bro.
he's like, "What the fuck is going on?" Huh?
Yeah.
Dude, okay. So, I was like, I thought about it. I was like, oh, that's a cool dynamic. But the more streams and content that they did, I went, yo, they're fucking funny, bro. Because it's
They
almost
are.
it's like a permanent collab that they've always had that connection because they're twins. I'm like,
Hmm.
yo, this is entertaining as all hell every time. How do they manage to do it? I don't know, but it's so entertaining, dude. I'm gonna start sending
There's
you
so
clips,
much shit,
Argentium.
bro.
I'm
You
gonna send
have
you.
to, bro.
I'm gonna have to. We're gonna start sending you and be like, and you're gonna send me stuff. Be like, oh, I watched that one already.
Thing is, I don't know. If I guess this might be like a taboo thing in VTubers, but you know, how, like people like they used to stream in a different. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
I will also watch them there.
Oh, I see.
So yeah, so it was like a transition. I'm like, oh shit, you know what I mean?
Wait, you watched them before they joined Hololive? You knew about them already?
Yeah,
What? That's rare, dude. That's rare for someone to know about. I wouldn't say that's super rare, but I feel like it's not as common as most people would think, especially for like myself, right? I would feel myself like as a semi-casual, like slightly more than above casual, right? Um, enjoyer and connoisseur of like Hololive, especially, right?
mm,
And I didn't really know anyone because I don't really watch that many streamers to begin with. But I'm like, dude, I feel like it's not as common as some people might think for to know who they were before they joined like a specific organization, right?
yeah,
Um, I know it. Like I know some of them. Again, this is a little taboo, but like I found people who were like them, and to
yeah.
word it differently, like in different Twitter accounts or different YouTube accounts, but and they're cool, but I would say it's a little bit more. rare for that stuff to happen. The only time where I knew the person went into Hololive, and I feel like it's kind of talkable now because they're not Hololive. There's not even Hololive, Holostar is like the male end. Um, I watched Professor Lando, and then he turned into somebody, which I don't think I should say technically, even though it's, I'm not a big channel or anything. But then he didn't like it, and he left and he graduated after like a year, and he's back to doing Professor Lando stuff, which he's one of the people like I really liked his content, which is why that's why I knew about him before he went over and transitioned. I was like, okay, cool, I know who this is.
Mhm.
But I didn't even. But when he did transition, I didn't watch his content, so it didn't really matter. So yeah, that's cool
Yeah,
though. I'm glad you
it's
know who
pretty
they
cool.
were.
Also, I watched someone similar to Gura as well without even realizing it.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I think okay. For that one, I feel like that one was the
A lot
biggest
of
one.
people.
A lot of people
Yeah,
knew. Yeah, that one.
they had a big channel before, but I didn't really realize it until like I think someone kind of mentioned it a little bit in like the comments. I'm like, wait, what the fuck? And
I
like it
think
clicked. I'm like, oh, that makes sense.
yeah, because that channel had so many like viral videos too.
Yeah.
So that's why like it got big. And then I was like, wait a minute, why does Gura sound familiar? I go, oh, I get it now. I get it.
Okay, boomer.
Fucking boomer, yeah, dude. Nuzzles pounces on you. I see your bulge from across the floor.
Dude, it's wild, bro.
Dude, we're gonna react to that in the post podcast show, bro. Here, I'm gonna put that in the chat right now. Fucking copy pasta rap. Man, Senzo, dude. What a legend. But yeah, dude. I mean, so you don't really have a favorite right now. You just have people that you enjoy their content, right?
Mhm.
And then as far as like, outside of VTubers, do you what other forms of content do you follow or um should I say consume their media?
Like outside of YouTubing, I
Mm.
would say like you mean like other streamers and stuff like that.
Other streamers, other like YouTube YouTube makers.
I would say
Um
for YouTube, it probably like I think it's all the well known ones. Like since I was a kid, like they're still streaming now, like PewDiePie and all that. Well, not as much anymore, of course, but like posting those videos, I would say like it's as similar as everyone else. I would say it's not like I would say there's a YouTuber that's like exclusive. That's like more like not well known. I think they're all pretty like the big ones,
mhm.
Jacksepticeye and all of those. But on Twitch, there's a lot of people I watch on Twitch. Um, I would say my streamer on Twitch would probably be like my normal streamer would probably be Christopher G.
Mm.
I think he was one of the main ones that kind of like pushed me into streaming. I would say, to begin with. He interacts with his chat a lot, and well, I think I've been in his chat for almost like 3 years, almost four now, I think.
Oh wow. Nice.
But he's like, I don't know, I love his content a lot. He does it is like gaming in general too, but like PC building as well back then. Same with like keyboard making. He now like sells keyboards too, like his own custom keyboards. Like I think he's probably like a big thing of like Twitch. Like one of the main reasons I would even get on Twitch at the beginning of it.
Mhm.
But there's a lot of different streamers I watch too, but I would say he's like my main one. I would say.
I see, I see.
Hmm.
That's interesting cuz for I asked people who've been on the podcast on previous episodes, like, oh, what got you into VTubing or stuff like that, or streaming in general? Didn't even have to be VTubing. And then they talk about their like inspirations or people that they want to do it, or they just got someone in real life push them to stream. And I go, it's really interesting because when people talk about what kind of content they consume, sometimes it's not even like content that they do themselves, right? And so I have like a friend who watches pretty much, wouldn't say exclusive cooking videos, right? Like food and music, but then they don't do that type of content per se. Like they'll do it for hobbies, but not for content. So I feel like it's
Hmm.
different. So obviously people have different reasons or different forms of streaming. So and then yeah, and then same thing goes for like YouTube, right? Like I've been similar to you. I've been watching like the same YouTubers if they still make videos for like years. I don't follow new YouTubers at all, really. And then yeah, man. I mean, I've never had the attention to really watch streams anymore. So I just like to chill in people's friend streams, dude. I go into Kev's streams when he was streaming, be like, "Hey everyone, ignore Kev, I'm here for the people, man."
Yeah, I mean for the people at the streamer.
Yeah.
No, I feel that because like it's like I guess now I don't know if maybe I'm getting older, but streaming like watching streams has been a bit more tough,
Hmm.
like to stick around with it. But I still try to like at least to the communities I feel a part of. I guess like even if it's like not like me joining their calls and stuff like that, just feel more inclusive.
Hmm.
I would say I go by those streams a bit more. Like Christopher Yee's, I know I don't know personal level, but I know everyone in the chat basically.
Oh,
When I
nice.
stop by, they say hi to me, I say hi to them, type stuff. Like they all call me Marco, like they all know my name.
Oh, okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, and but there's other streamers like some newer VTubers that I've been watching for like about a year or two maybe that I go because I enjoy their content, and sometimes the chat people know me as well. But like going to like to new streamers, it's kind of tough. But I want to try to do that because um I don't know. I like watching content. It just time is the only issue. It's like I always have like
Right.
conflicting things. It's more like I don't. It's not I don't want to watch it. It's just should I could be doing this instead because I have to do this or I need to do this. Which sucks, but that's life, I guess.
Yeah. It's just like semi guilty pleasure at this point. Like if you're watching a stream when you could be being productive somewhere else. I get
Yeah.
that. Like for me, like even just streaming myself and just lurking on streams, right? It's like, oh, I want to support my friends, but I'm gonna stream now, so I can't have their streams open in the background, you know. So, um, there's that. And then for you, I mean, how many? So you've been part of like Christopher Yee's community, some of the other VTuber communities for like a while now, right? You said like a
Mhm.
year, 3 years. How often for you do you go out and meet, let's say, you go out of your way to meet someone new that's like either related or mutual through someone else that you know I was streaming, or like just to meet someone completely new? How often do you do that?
Like to go watch someone new?
To watch someone new, just jump in their chat even for a little bit. Like how often does that happen outside of like a raid?
Um, outside of a raid, ooh,
Yeah,
I
that's why
would
I'm like
say
raiding. I feel like everyone can raid, right? Like I'll be like,
yeah.
oh yeah.
I think
So
rating was a big component to who like new streamers I found. But I would say, let's say out of like 100%, I would say probably like maybe 15% of the time
mm.
I go out of my way to find someone. But but it's tough because like it could be like I find like a TikTok I enjoy. And I'm like, oh, this seems like a streamer that could be fun to watch. And then I go to their Twitch and then I follow them and then if they stream, I'll hop on. But um it has to be something that it's not like I just click on like the discover page. I'm like, I'm gonna click on this person. That I would say rarely never happens.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, there has to be a reason, even if they are someone new, to for you to like click on them, right?
Yeah. So I
Gotcha.
would say TikTok, to be honest, is a major thing for me where I have watched the clips and then sometimes these clips don't get a lot of likes or views, but they just appear on my like for you page, and I'm
Hmm.
like, I enjoy this content. I'm gonna at least support in a way of following, you know what I mean, and chatting if I get a chance to.
Oh, that's cool. That's actually really cool. That's interesting because, for someone like me who doesn't really get too much content like that on my feed, because half my feed, like on Instagram, is mostly just memes and events and stuff like that,
Mhm.
and music. So I don't really get like creator content sort of stuff in terms of like streamers or YouTubers. So it's interesting that you say that. I actually didn't really think about it because I remember like when I see streamers content on, or at least on my YouTube shorts, right? I don't really watch it. I'm just like, I don't really want the algorithm to pick this up for me, because it's like it's not necessarily my type of content that I still watch for other people's clips if I don't know them, right? I just want to watch like, oh, anime or music or cooking or whatever, like sports related stuff that I like, right? So I like how when you like their content and you're like, oh, cool. You'll go out of your way to go support. You find their channel and support them. That's actually really nice.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, I mean, how often does content like that pop up? Because it's like you say you have TikToks, right? What is your for you TikTok algorithm?
It's everything, bro. I'm gonna be honest. There can be there's memes, there's VTubers, there's just normal streamers, there's a lot of soccer stuff, A lot of Argentina stuff, of course. It's everything. So I think I want to say it's rare for a new streamer to pop up. I would say, but it. I would say it happens sometimes. I would say, and it's not every single time I'm gonna be like, oh, it's a streamer I enjoy. I'm gonna go watch, right?
Hmm.
Sometimes what I do is I'm like, oh, this content's kind of funny. I'll check out their stream, and then again, if I enjoy it, I'll stay. If not, you know, I
Hmm.
skedaddle. But I would say it doesn't happen too often, but more than it should. I think.
Okay, okay, I get
My
it.
following thing on Twitch is a disaster, bro. I have like 2 million people. It feels like I follow.
Oh geez, that's quite a lot. That's what I sort of kind of worry about when I try to meet new people, especially on like a platform like Twitch, right? Because when you want to interact with them and you're not like, DMing them because you're, a little in this kind of day and age, DMing them is a little weird if you want to be friends, right? So
Yeah,
like trying to meet them in their channels and chats, and like there's so many people that I want to chat with. I can't chat with everybody, right? Because it's
that's
like
true.
unless it's like a DM where like, oh, I can reply back. It's a live channel. It's a live chat. If I send a message and they reply, if I'm not paying attention and they say it on chat, I've
You
missed
missed
my
out.
op. I've missed out.
Hmm.
The conversation is almost as good as dead because I'm like, oh fuck, I wasn't paying attention. You know what I mean? I feel bad if I ask them to repeat it, type of thing. So I feel like when I want to do that, I'm just like, I don't want to be rude and say that I'm favoring one person's channel over another, but it's like, oh, I do want to connect with some people, or I'm connecting better with these people, which does happen. But at the same time, it's just there's a lot to consider, especially as a social media platform that is streaming, dude. Like that's just one of the challenges of a streaming platform. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So oh my god, there's just so many layers to just all of this. It's like, oh, you're a VTuber. You're not a VTuber. Oh, you're a gamer. Oh, you're an artist. Oh god.
yeah.
The next time it's like, oh, you're a variety streamer. You're playing a game I don't really like. But the last time you were gaming, you were playing a game that I like. So oh gosh. There's a lot. There's a
There's
lot
a
to
lot.
this. So yeah. Just thinking about it makes me a little tired now. Oh man. I mean, I don't know. What's been up with you? Like outside of streaming, has been VTubing like been hard for like getting all that prep for you and stuff like that?
I don't know if it would be too hard as much as it would sometimes annoying. Not in the sense that like it's annoying like to be a VTuber. I mean, there's just little things where like I make stupid mistakes
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. I'm like, fuck, and that gets annoying. You know what I mean, uh, but it's a lot of learning because like I'm trying to add things to it, make it more interactive for chat. Um, I do a lot of mistakes that way, and I'm like, fuck. But overall, I think it's pretty fun because I am learning new things, and I think there's a lot of memes I can get away with. Not get away with, but like have the
What
chat kind of.
get away with? What do you?
No,
What
no,
kind of?
no, that's not what I mean. That's not what I mean. That's not what I mean.
What kind
I
of
mean like,
against TOS language are you
no, no,
doing?
no,
What are
no.
you doing, bro?
I mean like, with a face cam, you can't have someone Photoshop a fucking face on your face. You know what I mean?
Uh
It's
huh.
tough. You know what I mean? But with a VTuber, someone redeems a fucking point, and my face becomes a fucking monkey. You know what I mean? Or the whistle, the fucking what's the actor's name from Five Nights at Freddy's? Josh Hutcherson. You know that meme where it's like blow my whistle, baby, and then his face pops up. It's like some fucking like 2014 edit. You ever seen that shit? I'll send it to you. But
Okay, we'll watch it
that's
later.
what
We'll
it
watch it later.
basically is. Like that type of shit. Like people can just like redeem a certain amount of points, and then it pops up on my face. I'm like, I find that so fucking funny. That's what I meant. Like, there's so many things you can get. Like, you can actually do more than with just a normal face, like a real cam.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Which I think I enjoy a lot more. Just a bit more challenging to like set things up to make sure like the tracking works, the angle of the camera. Like, that stuff is a little annoying, but it's just comes with it, right?
Right, exactly. Like you got to put in that extra work to get all these other options and features
Hmm.
to your stream. I get it. I was like, get away with it. Like people making you say some profanity on your stream, Marco.
No, 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 no.
some
Not yet.
some racial slurs.
Oh shit! I'm gonna get canceled, huh?
Yeah, dude. Classic getting canceled on my podcast. What's new? What's
This
new for
happens
the
more than once. Oh god.
It's like you pretty much first episode. It's been pretty tame, pretty tame. When people come on for their second episode, it's usually when they get canceled.
Oh shit. Oh god, it's my turn. It's
uh,
my turn.
oh man, that's a wild thing. That first episode you are a second episode you get canceled. No big deal, guys. No big deal.
Come join my podcast. It's fine. Nothing bad will happen.
And if you get past episode 3, you're probably okay.
You're safe.
You're safe. You've made it. You've succeeded. So you're probably yeah. Yeah, but I mean that's cool. Like you've thought about like adding this extra interactiveness and layers to your stream. What has been your favorite part other than like, you don't have to show your face if you just want to feel comfortable at home. What's your you have a favorite part of it?
I like my model. I
Ooh.
just like how jumpy it is. I don't
Like
know. I just love that shit. Like it just really like. Well, that's like kind of like the model itself is supposed to be like that,
mhm.
but I just like it, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Like I think in the future, if I do make a bit more money, I'll probably get like a more in depth model, like a
Mm.
full body or I mean like a kind of like what normal like most VTubers have it, right?
Mhm.
I'll tell you in the future I'd do that, and I'd use this as like a prime example because this is almost like perfect to be honest. I'm just missing arms, of course.
Oh man. If you don't mind me asking, oh not. Thank you for the raid. Here come the raiders.
Welcome, Raiders.
So see. So see. All right. We're gonna let this raid message and the music come through. Oh wait, why am I dancing in real life? I don't have my model on. It's just by reactive. All right, not hello. Matsu, hello. Welcome to my channel. We're just in the middle of a podcast right now. Anyways, I hope your stream went well. Welcome. Feel free to chill or leave if you need to do stuff. But yeah, we're just having a podcast with Argentium here, one of my friends. Yeah, talking about being a VTuber and stuff. So, for you, Argentium, right? How long did it take for like the turnaround between you, uh, you, or actually, I don't know if this is rude because for some people it might be rude, some people it might not. How much did your model cost in terms of like getting the whole process done, like general art? Because I don't know how much layers your
300 buckaroonies.
macaroni.
Canadian dollars.
So what is that in
Pretty
America? That's like what is that American?
two
200, 225?
250 20 yeah, maybe like a little bit less.
Okay.
I'd say maybe like 230 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's everything. I think that would be like total. That includes the art and the rigging, both combined.
Oh, okay.
So it was like to be honest, like a really reasonable price, to be honest.
Yeah.
So,
That's why I was like, I wonder. Like, I'm asking around. I've seen some deals for some VTubers. I'm just like, oh, maybe do I dump money into this? I don't know, because it's like I technically have my model, but that's still perfectly fine. But it's like, do I want to get into a live 2D model type of thing? I'm like, the temptation is real.
there's a lot of different options. Like I went scouring around. Like I had this option for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I knew this would be like the safest. Like I knew the artists already. Uh, they've done other models for other VTubers I actually watch too. So I'm like, okay, this one's like my safe bet. But I wanted to like see what other options there are. And there are a lot of different options, but of course, money is a major issue in that type of stuff, right? Like there
Mm-hmm.
were some that I enjoyed, but they're like a K American, and I'm like, fuck.
Oh, ooh.
I'm like, damn, what's that? That's like 1,500 Canadian. I'm like, there's no possibility I could do that, at least right now. So I went with this one, as it was the safer one, cheap, really good. The people, of course, like I said, I already know the person that made it before I watched their stream beforehand, and they're really nice. They went through all the details. Like it was like pretty smooth process. And if I was missing anything, they'd be like, "Oh, we just need this." I'm like, "Oh yeah, 1 second." You know,
Mm-hmm.
it was really good to be honest.
That's nice. That's nice. Yeah. Because the reason why, like, I'm asking, right? Because it's like I want to see like how much would be a good deal if I were to get one, even for like something cheaper.
Mhm.
For myself, I'm just like, oh, maybe I'll move on from my little Vroid model and go on to like a new one. You know what I mean? So, um, just keeping that in mind. So
Mhm.
nice. And then for you, how long was like the general length of time of turnaround?
The length that it took, I think it was like 4 months, 5 months. think, let me see, one, two. I would say, wait, maybe 4 months. I would say it was just there was some like things that happened in between that just made it get delayed.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and I was completely okay with that. I was like, don't worry, take your time, type
Mm-hmm.
thing. It was just like certain just scenarios where getting sick, or there was a little bit of a backlog. It was just a bunch of different things, but I was like, don't worry about it, take your time. I was not like pushing anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of gave them the leeway to like just take a little bit longer. I was really fine with that.
So originally would have been like half the time, but it just
Yeah,
happened.
probably.
Okay, got it, got it.
Yeah.
Metsu. I know a good part of the boys who do their models. Pretty cool. Oh yeah, I feel like if you're an artist and or you have the time to do it, I feel like it's worth doing it for yourself. But for someone like me who has no idea and I just want the product type of deal, I'm just like, yeah, money's money's the issue.
Yeah, it's always the issue, man.
That's why I was like, and maybe in the post podcast show, I'll show you a couple of things that I was been scouring the internet on, and we'll see what happens. And then like, oh, if you think it's a good deal or not, and we'll talk about it. Maybe you'll get me to spend money on stream, dude. Who knows?
Woohoo!
Woohoo! We shouldn't be woohooing about that.
Yeah, I love
Like,
spending money.
it's I am my own what's the word what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, I am my own instigator. And then all I need is someone to gaslight me to know that I'm right. And you're gonna be that person. Be like, you think this is a good deal? You'd be like, yeah, that's a good deal. Get it right now. I'm
Yeah,
like, all
just get
right.
it right now. Buy it, buy it, buy it, buy it.
Bye
Come on.
bye bye. Dude, because when I see a good deal, I go, man, maybe I should get this. Like, it's a good deal, right? And like that's how I was today. So for those who don't know and might not know, I posted recently like a 2023 reflection, and in 2023 I traveled a decent amount. So in this year in 2024, I want to travel a lot more. And you'd be like, why is it talking about? We were just talking about VTubers. The reason was Southwest Airlines had a deal, had a deal going on discounts on flights. So I was like, okay, let me look at it. And then I went, you know what? This is a pretty good deal for a flight. So then I ended up, and the sale only lasted about 2.5 days or 2 days, started from the 9th until today. So then I went, fuck it, I'm gonna buy tickets to fucking Texas. So then, but it's, not soon, but I'm gonna be going in April with my friends. And yeah, it was a spontaneous thing. I'm like, oh yeah, it's not too bad. $200 round trip deal from California to Texas, so it's not bad from LA.
Mm.
So it's not terrible. I think it's a decent deal. Usually it's about like 300 more. Not 300 more, 300 total, so like $100 more. So I'm just like, all right, cool. But I had to pull the trigger, right? Because it was a sale that ended today. So then I'm looking at these other deals for VTubers. I'm like, oh, this is such a good deal, but I don't need it though. I don't need it because it's like it's not like I
But
had
you
a
want it.
yeah, but I want it because I have a perfectly good model, right? Like I use Vroid, it's fine. Other than collabing, this is what causes that issue. It's not like I collab too often, anyways. But the point is that I was like, man, it's the deal that's going away. It's the concept of the deal that I'm gonna be missing out on rather than. And it's because it's not like my travel goal, right? Where I'm gonna travel more. This is just like, oh man, this is just a deal. That's all it is. So I'll run it by you. So that's
Mhm.
yeah.
E-
Yeah, and I'm just like, oh, okay. I see you. I see you, deal people. Um, but yeah, that's the main reason why I ask. I'm like, oh, what's the general turnaround? How much money it costs? Because I know the more people I ask, because I wouldn't say the more people I ask, the more people I ask in general, right? The bigger the range gets for how much money they spent. So I'm just like, oh yeah, it seems like something I could invest in. I could, but it's not necessarily needed because I have something that's perfectly fine, and it's pretty much everything I've done except for the hair on my model is done by me. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And it's just that's just my qualms with me buying stuff and spending money, even though I'm frugal sometimes. I hesitate to buy something for the longest time until it's like the very last minute. I'm like, all right, and then I throw money at the problem anyways. That's like low key, a little bit of a red flag for me. It's like, oh, I want it, but I don't want to spend money, and then I'll end up buying it later anyways. So such
Yeah, it
a,
happens. It
uh,
happens.
I'm a dork when it comes to money. Got to treat myself, but treat myself usually comes in the form of food because that's when I'm hungry.
That's
It,
also true.
that's always a practical choice, right? It's like, oh, food. Yeah, I won't be hungry. VTuber, it'll make me more hungry.
I'll be hungry anyways.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, all right. So, well, that's my qualm. What about you though? How's life in general? Because I know you recently came back from Sacramento in
I did.
California the past couple of weeks. What else has been up with you, dude? Tell me how your trip went.
Um, Trip went really good. My cousin's part of a team over there too, so in LA, and they danced at the game. It's pretty litty. We were able to sit in like VIP seats, basically. It's like it's not a box seat. I don't know how to explain it. It's a little it's like a room, but like a makeshift room. You get free food and shit. The seats are just like normal seats,
Like
but
it's sort of like a suite.
kind of, but like less, I would say.
Okay, so
But
a cheaper suite. Okay.
yeah, I'd say cheaper suite. We got to sit in that. It was for free. And I'm like, free is always good. So
Hey
that was pretty
yo.
cool. That was pretty cool. And there's a lot of cool things over there. I like traveling a lot in general. When it comes to my cousins, they just have a lot of cool, like they meet a lot of cool people, and all these people know celebrities and stuff. So I'm like, "Ooh," you know.
Damn, dude.
But
What do your cousins do?
they dance.
What the heck?
Yeah,
So
They're,
popular in dancers.
dancing is crazy. Like I didn't like when I first started dancing when they were like I think it was like 7, 8.
Mm-hmm.
It was like pretty normal. Like it was like okay, just normal dancing stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But then as it progressed and it got better, I was like, holy shit! Like and like seeing these different competitions and stuff like dancing is pretty fun to watch actually. And then like they go to LA and there's conventions and shit. Because there's conventions here, but it's not as big. We see like conventions in LA and all these other different places. I'm like, fuck, this is bigger than what I thought. And a lot of these dancers, like the ones that are teaching, they dance with like I said before, celebrities and stuff, like
Mm-hmm.
for singers and rappers and stuff. I'm like, this is fucking cool as fuck. And then my cousins are lucky enough to be pretty decent at it. So then I'm like, I'll just hang out with them.
That's cool. That's good. Like you also like get their benefits and like they have those opportunities to share it with like the rest of their family and stuff too. That's
Yeah, that's pretty
awesome.
cool. And that was always close to my aunt and uncle. Um, before my cousins were born. So they're basically like my second mom and dad, I would say, to be honest, because they're said like I don't know, I love them a lot. So like it's just like a benefit. And then my cousins, they're twins, of course. Uh, they're like my mini brothers, I would say.
I
Yeah,
see. How old are your cousins now that they're on a
16
team?
now.
Damn, they're young. What the
Yeah,
hell? Whoa. I thought your cousins would have been a little older. 16 and they're going across like the
yeah,
country and stuff.
like yeah. So
Whoa.
like they travel an insane amount. Like the trips I go on, I don't go on all the same trips they do. Like, and I went on a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
They like in a couple weeks they're gonna be going to I think DC, and then they go to Miami, then they go to New Jersey, then they go to Dallas,
What
they go to
the
LA,
hell?
and depending on where like the dance people want them, they might like in the future go to Japan, to Europe. Like it's fucking crazy. Like dance is insane. Like if you're good at it, it's there's so many different opportunities you can do. It's like fucking wild.
That sounds so wild. What the
Yeah.
heck?
Like they danced with they were in a music video recently for I think he was a K-pop star, like an
Dude's about to.
American one.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like thought you were gonna drop some big ass name like from
Well,
actual Korea.
supposedly he's pretty big, a couple million like followers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what his name exactly is. I'll probably find it afterwards.
Yeah, it's
Send it to you.
right. Maybe if you figure it out, maybe we'll watch them perform or dance in a music video. So
Yeah.
that's awesome, dude. That's crazy. So then, how about what else was like your trip and what else you've been doing then?
Um, that was basically the whole thing was just for that and a dance convention. So I basically just chill. I eat food and I watch. That's all I basically do in these trips. Every single one is basically the exact same one. They're all different places, but they're like the same thing. You meet new people, of course, because it's a bunch of different people come from different places. There's always good food, uh, and you just sit down and watch. And then if I'm not doing that, I'm home either streaming or now I guess going to school again. School started back up two
I
days ago,
see.
so yeah,
Is
so it's
that the
basically like either
reason?
or.
Is that the reason why you're in LA so often?
Yes.
God damn it! What the hell? You
That
should
is
just
actually why, yeah.
man. I was like, that's why I was like, why does this guy keep coming to fucking LA, dude, and not hanging out with me?
My aunt's so nice. Like I only really pay for like my flight and my food. I don't pay for hotel because I stay with my aunt.
Wow.
Big W. I save like hundreds of dollars.
That sounds really nice. Dang,
Pretty
dude.
awesome. But of course, I stay with them more. I kind of like I go do my own thing once in a while, but I mainly just stay with them, of course.
Hmm. I
Mhm.
see. I see. Interesting. So, damn, dude. So you're. I like how your family just brings you along for that type of stuff, dude. That's like
Yepers.
also just a rare opportunity in itself. But
It is.
damn,
It is.
kind of jealous. I mean, does that not affect like your schedule for like school and stuff like that though?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Wait, because I'm
Um.
like these trips are like a week long at a time, aren't they?
Yeah, they usually are. The last couple ones, the next couple ones actually too, are gonna be probably only on, like the weekends. I would say like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, come back Monday. But luckily, this schedule of my school, I don't have classes on Tuesday and Wednesday, so big W. So I can go on these trips a bit more because usually I mainly go during summertime, and then once in a while I'll go for like a week and miss a class or two. But this one I might be able to go to more because it's on the weekend. But
Mm.
I do miss classes here and there. Um, I usually try to like I'll miss some of the trips depending if it's like my final or my midterms or there's a test on that day. Usually I'll prioritize my school, of course.
Hmm.
But if I miss like one or two classes, not too big of a deal. Um, like for the, I'll say for the World Cup was probably the only time I ever like changed a bunch of things
What
because
do you
I knew I
mean?
was gonna go, and that was during my finals. So
Mm.
I asked all my teachers. I like went to them in their like office. And I'm like begging them. I'm like, please, can I just do my test earlier so I can go on this trip? And then I was like blessed with lucky teachers and good teachers that they're like, yeah, for sure. So I did
Yeah.
like my exam like a month earlier than I'm supposed to.
And you couldn't tell the other students, obviously, right?
Nothing. Well, I was gone by then. I did my test and I was like gone in like a week.
You have me laughing. You're all the way in Qatar and freaking hey, so this was the concept that was on the final. Testing your friends and stuff. Oh my gosh.
I usually don't have too many friends in my classes, to be honest. Like I usually keep to myself. There's certain
Oh,
people
okay.
I knew from like the earlier years that I know now, and like we're in some classes sometimes. But I usually just keep to myself because it's just I'm there for like an hour or two, and there's like
Yeah, you don't
I don't
need
know.
friends in these classes, right?
Yeah,
Okay, that makes sense. I'm the same. I was the same way. I didn't meet people unless we were in groups. So,
yeah, that makes sense.
well, that's good though. Like you managed to get those tests out of the way for the World Cup. I mean, but like for you, missing class is not a big deal. Are you a good student? Do you study well at least?
I'm
Or
like 50-50. Sometimes I'm like sometimes I'm really good, and sometimes I'm really bad. It
is
all
it?
depends on the class,
I was
I
gonna
would
say, I was
say.
like, is it class related? Yeah.
And it's not really to do with like class work as much as how much I enjoy the class
Mm.
and the teacher. Because like there's certain classes where I enjoy the teacher and the class, and I'll do a lot better in those classes. And there's certain classes where I don't enjoy the teacher, and not the class either, and then I'll do like a bit worse. But I would say like my averages are usually like in the 70s. I would say,
Well, okay, that's good.
yeah. And if I enjoy the class, I could be 80s or 90s. And if I don't enjoy the class, I'll be in the 60s.
Mm.
Like it actually like me liking the class actually will determine my mark at the end of it. To be honest.
That's no, that's fair. I was the same way when I was in school too. I'm just like, oh, I really enjoy this class. I like the concept and I do it well in them. So, when the class wasn't interesting, I was boring. If I can fall asleep during a lecture. Have you ever fallen asleep during a lecture or in an actual
I
class?
have not, but
Oh,
I've been really close to, like really close to.
okay,
Like my
okay.
eyes are like fucking drooping, and I'm like trying to stay awake. And I think my teachers know that I'm about to fucking die.
Yeah. I feel like some professors just know, right? It's like it's just a college thing. It's like you don't know what there's to. Sometimes they'll be nice and let you sleep as long as you're quiet.
I've been scared. I'm never like I'm very anxious, so I've never tried sleeping. But I feel like they should know because there's certain classes that are like at 8 o'clock in the morning. Like there's times I have to wake up at 6
Hmm.
and like just get to my school and I just sit there for the whole time and like that just makes me tired because I'm not doing anything. I'm just listening. You know
Right,
what I mean?
yeah, yeah. Like I think I sort of low key trained myself accidentally in high school where I would have like no sleep, and then by the time it's like I would have PE in the middle of the day for like because we had block schedule, right? I don't know if you know what block
Mhm.
schedule is. Um, where we would have odd periods on one day and then even periods for another day. So classes would be like an hour and a half long in high school, and by for on days where I had PE and then in the middle of the day, and then I would have like a long like English class or something at the end of the day. I'm like, man, I would fall asleep in class whenever the teacher was, well, not whenever, but like usually when the teacher was talking, right? So then I realized when I got to college and I wasn't as interested in the class and you're lecturing, I would just start dozing off in the middle of the day. Like even if I got a decent amount of sleep, I just start dozing off. I'm like, oh no, I've trained myself to fall asleep to just
Fall asleep.
background noise talking, bro.
Oh god.
Professor ASMR. And it's like, fuck, I need to stay asleep. And it was funny because I remember this very specifically. I was in a history class, my second year, and I took a Red Bull like 15 minutes before class. Or no, sorry, not a Red Bull, a Monster Zero sugar. Um, it was the most attentive I was ever in that class. I took the most precise notes, and I was like, man. Professor was like, "This is gonna be on the test." I'm like, "Oh, I'm so glad I took this Monster Energy drink. I wrote so many damn good notes that day." But every other time, I'm like, "Dude, I'm falling asleep in this class." Every other class in the semester, it was so funny. So yeah, yeah, dude. What's your favorite classes and stuff right now?
Well, the semester just started, so I'm not entirely sure, but usually it's like I say like like more like the criminology type side of it. Like last semester, the fun class was about prison,
Wait, what's your major?
criminology
Oh, it is criminology. Oh, okay.
or sociology technically,
Oh,
but it's like criminology like STEM thing.
okay.
But I
So
do a bunch of different sociology classes though.
but that's like your focus type of thing.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
but criminology is just fun because like you learn a bunch of fucking crazy ass shit. Uh,
As
you learn some messed up stuff too. Like last semester we were talking about prisons and like how they're not the best. Like and our my prof was like a ex what do you call the people that work in the prisons?
parole
A security
officer.
guard, parole officer, or something like that. Like
Mm-hmm.
he worked in the prisons, so he had like more in depth detail about stuff. So that was like really cool because he was like tell us stories and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But like you learn like crazy things about how bad some of the prisons are, and then like how like I think in the U.S. there's one fucking prison that where like they have a fucking we call that shit with all the cowboys and shit.
What?
Uh, you like oh, fuck, what do
Wait,
you call
wait,
it?
what the?
Rodeo. It's a fucking rodeo.
Oh, I was like, the fucking. How did?
Cowboys and
I was like, how did we get from prisons to cowboys?
so the prison have like a rodeo every year to earn money. Like the prisoners can earn money, and there's like fucking crazy ass shit. Like it's like a sold out fucking venue, and these prisoners are in like sitting like there's a thing where they all sit in a chair playing poker, and they fucking let a fucking bowl go, and the last one sitting in the chair wins.
Oh
And
my
that's
god.
fucking insane, bro. That's unbelievable. And like like we're watching videos of this shit, and people get fucking flung. I'm like, this is crazy to be in a prison, and this is how you have to like earn money.
Oh my god, that's so bad, dude. That feels unethical, dude.
And
And I'm pretty sure it is.
I think it is. I think most prison systems, to be honest, are unethical. I think because it's not even like a lot of prisons. It's not like completely bad people per se, right? It could be that someone stole from um, a store or something. You know what I mean? There's so many different reasons to be in a prison, right? But like everyone suffers the exact same, which sucks. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's like a pretty interesting thing. And then like getting out of prison, you also suffer because like we went to like some halfway homes and stuff like that, and like you like see people like trying to recover, but like the majority never do. It's like it's kind of like a crazy thing. It's a whole like crazy thing.
What's one of the craziest criminology or like prison stories in general that you've heard while you were in class?
Like crazy. There's some like messed up like I don't know if I want to say it like out loud, but like there was one where it was talking about like the crimes itself. Like this is a different class, where like
Oh,
they were talking about the
right.
crimes, and
Okay.
that one when it goes a little because like the prof even said like he's like if you have to cry or if you're like crying or you want to leave the room, you are completely allowed to. And right there, I'm like, oh fuck, this guy's gonna be weird, right? But he's explaining everything like how a prof should be, but this the stories are fucked up, right?
Right, right.
Because that's just how things are. Like you're learning to like fix things or make things better, right? Or like just learning about it in general. And like some of the stories are like fucking terrible. Like I don't want to repeat them type stuff.
Right.
Wild.
I see. I see. It's like this is the type of shit like you would think like legit true crime shit, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's what it is. Like I would say it like off stream, I would tell you, but like on stream, I
On
feel like
stream.
it might
Ooh,
be
okay.
TOS
Yeah,
type
yeah,
stuff. You know what
okay.
I mean?
Gotcha,
But
gotcha,
like,
gotcha.
but these are like a necessity to learn because you have to like in these certain scenarios, you have to like know what goes on in the real world. You know what I mean? Not
Mm-hmm.
everything's perfect, so it's kind of like a for certain people, it's a hidden like in reality. Because you think everything's like perfect, and then you learn these stories, and like, oh fuck, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Some people would like leave the room. Of course, me like I kind of like growing up, I kind of already seen some things and stuff like that. Like, and then learning stories from like, of course, like, cause like my family living in Latin America, a lot of stuff happens over there. You learn stuff a little bit easier, right? But some people don't have that like knowledge, so it's like when I listen to these stories, it's like it's hard, right? Other ones are like,
Right.
oh fuck, this is I've heard of this before type stuff.
Right, because it's like someone telling it from like their own experiences, right? And even though they weren't at the crime, it's like they know the details of what happened.
Yeah.
This isn't just like, oh, you're watching a piece of media just because you can, right? It's not a TV show or like fucking NPR radio talk show or anything or some YouTube video. Like this is like real shit, you know? So
Mm-hmm.
I get what you mean. I get what you mean. Oh wow, damn.
Yepers.
Okay, okay. Well, for you, I mean, when are you finishing up with school then?
I should be done by next year, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
I had some bad luck with I don't know what you call them, like it's like the headmaster type people from like my like sociology section. I needed like codes to get into certain classes because I'm like in my like last couple years of
Mm-hmm.
it, like the 400 level classes.
Sure.
Um, but I never got my fucking codes, so then I missed the classes I needed to take. So I'm like delayed. And
Oh.
like they sent me in a circle. Like the first guy I talked to, I'm like, I need my codes to get into this classes. Can I please have them, please? He's like, oh, well, talk to this guy. I'm like, okay. I talk to that guy, and the guy sends me in a fucking loop, and I'm one after another sends me a different person
Oh,
until the
that's
end. This guy's like, oh, don't worry, I'll help you. And I'm like, thank God. He's like, we'll just contact the main guy, and he'll give us our codes, and then maybe you can take these classes. So he does everything for me. I'm like, thank you for being the only person to actually do something. And then the guy he contacts was the first person I fucking talked to.
oh my god.
And the guy doesn't even respond to this guy.
That's so bad, dude.
And
That's
I'm
so
like,
bad.
no fucking way, bro. The one guy that tried to help me, he didn't even get a response. And I'm like, okay. It's already like class about to start in like a week. There's no way I'm getting these classes now. So
Damn,
I'm kind
that's
of a little
so
bit delayed
sad.
from
That's
that.
so sad, bro.
It's fucking
Oh my
stupid.
god.
So I'm hoping next year, I might take some summer classes to be honest. Get a have a head start. I might be delayed even more. I'm not entirely sure. It all depends on those scenarios, which kind of sucks because I could have been done earlier technically.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I wish you the best of luck for finishing
Thank you.
at least this semester and then getting the rest of your class codes for the rest. Oh man, that sucks, dude. I know a couple of people that like were like that and couldn't get the classes, so I feel you. I feel your pain on that one.
Be that way sometimes, huh?
Yeah. So I mean, and then for you after school, do you have any like plans on like what you want to do or career wise stuff like that?
I have a couple. I'm not entirely sure. Like, I'm kind of testing the waters right now.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I have some free time. It's either I kind of get into like, cause my mom and my aunt are both psychologists,
Mm-hmm.
so I might either go in that route or in the route of my family business type of thing. So I either have one of those two choices, to be honest. I'm still kind of just thinking.
Okay. Good.
Yeah,
For sure. I like how you keep your options open, but you have a general idea. So that's nice.
yeah.
Alrighty then. Yeah. So, well then, I think we'll wrap up this episode and then we'll head over to the post podcast show, and we'll learn a little bit more like how you are Ara, and
Oh God,
let's watch some Senzawa and whatever that other video we talked. I don't even remember what you were talking about.
I
So
have them. Don't worry, I have them. I have them.
okay, okay. So we'll get into that. But yeah, thanks, Argentium. Thank you for being on this week's episode.
Thank you for
I'll
having me
bring you
on.
on. And yeah, do you have any lightning round questions, final stuff to ask, shout outs, plugs that you want to put in before we end this episode?
I guess you guys can follow me on Twitch, Argentium. You know, Basically, all my other socials are basically the exact same. They're either Argentium or Argentiums with an S at the end. Yeah, I stream whenever. That's basically it. I don't really have too much stuff to say, to be honest. I just stream and game whenever.
For sure. Yeah, check him out, my boy Argentium Marco. Check him out. Very, very cool content. Just always chill to hang out with. Maybe you'll learn a thing or two about his hobbies as well. Argentium, Argentina, monkeys. You'll you'll
Big
learn
W's for
something.
both.
Big W's for all that. And yeah. And then if you're watching on the VOD or live, episode 150 is going to be not on a Wednesday or a Thursday next week. Next week's going to be on a Friday. It's going to be a special event type of 150 episode. So hopefully we'll see you there. We're going to be doing the how much of a watermelon can you eat challenge
Oh shit.
with my boy Kemp and Melina. So she's going to be on here as well. And we're going to be doing a camera episode. So it's going to be a special episode next week. And yeah, check us out. So other than that, we'll see you in the post podcast show. And thank you and appreciate you being on again, bruh.
I love you.
Love you too. Say bye, YouTube.
Bye, YouTube.